When you think of the Netherlands, you probably picture tulips, windmills, and charming canals, a postcard-perfect utopia. But behind this flawless image lies a more complicated reality, one rarely shown in tourist brochures. This isn't about shattering dreams, but about adding a layer of truth. We're going to look past the romanticized canals and into the real lives of people navigating daily Dutch life. For all its openness, the Netherlands has its own shadows, stories of struggle, isolation, and a reality as gray as the North Sea sky. What happens when the dream of this liberal paradise collides with daily life? We'll hear from those who came seeking a better life, only to face unexpected challenges. The story begins where the postcard ends. Are you ready to see what lies beneath the surface? The Netherlands is often celebrated around the world for its exceptional work-life balance, its world-class cycling infrastructure, and the impressive English fluency of its people. These are the things that make headlines and fill travel blogs, painting a picture of a country where life seems easy, efficient, and endlessly pleasant. On paper, it's the perfect place to build a life, a society that seems to have figured out how to blend modernity with comfort, where families thrive and young professionals find opportunity and security. But after the initial excitement fades, a subtle shift can occur. The optimism that once colored every experience may slowly give way to a creeping sense of unease as the realities of daily life begin to set in. Dutch directness, which at first felt refreshingly honest and straightforward, can start to come across as blunt or even cold, especially if you're used to more indirect forms of communication. The famously efficient systems, trains that run on time, bureaucracy that's organized, can also feel rigid and unyielding, leaving little room for flexibility or spontaneity. Then there's the struggle to find affordable housing, the seemingly endless gray skies and rainy weather that can dampen even the brightest mood, and the unexpected difficulty of making genuine, lasting connections in a society that values privacy and independence. These challenges can start to weigh heavily on newcomers. As one expat put it, it's like being at a great party where you don't know anyone and no one seems interested in talking to you. That sense of being on the outside looking in can be hard to shake. The fantasy of a perfect Dutch life slowly gives way to reality, and the clash between expectation and fact becomes impossible to ignore. The Netherlands isn't a fairy tale, and for many who move here, the happy ending they imagined isn't always guaranteed. This paradox, where the country ranks high in happiness, yet many feel deeply isolated, is a complex reality that deserves a closer look. So let's dig deeper and explore the gap between the promise of Dutch life and the reality that so many experience. The Dutch housing crisis is a soul-crushing ordeal, affecting people from all walks of life. Whether you're a student, a young professional, or even a family, finding a place to live has become a daily struggle that wears you down emotionally and financially. Demand far outstrips supply, creating a hyper-competitive market where landlords hold all the power. Every available apartment is swarmed by hopeful tenants, and the odds of securing a home feel impossibly slim. Imagine sending dozens, sometimes even hundreds, of applications for a single overpriced room, only to be met with silence or a curt rejection. The process is exhausting, and hope fades with every unanswered message. Even well-paid professionals, who might expect some security, are routinely outbid or rejected for mysterious, unexplained reasons. No one is immune to the stress and uncertainty. Many are forced into temporary accommodations, tiny rooms, shared flats, or even makeshift arrangements, unable to put down roots or build a sense of community. The idea of a stable home feels like a distant dream. The dream of stability is replaced by a nomadic existence, moving from one short-term let to another, always living out of a suitcase and never knowing where you'll be next month. Compared to other major European cities, the competition here is especially fierce, and the rules for renting are often opaque and confusing. Many feel lost in a system that seems designed to keep them out.
Deposits, references, and endless paperwork make the process not just difficult, but also intrusive and humiliating. Every step feels like a test you're destined to fail. The power imbalance is stark, and the search for a home becomes a full-time job, draining your energy and hope. Many spend months, even years, searching for something permanent. The organized, secure society the Netherlands projects to the world feels out of reach for many residents, who are left feeling excluded and frustrated by the reality on the ground. For newcomers, the housing crisis is often the first harsh reality check, a rude awakening that challenges their dreams and expectations of life in the Netherlands.
The Dutch weather is more than a minor inconvenience. It's a major factor in daily life and mental health. The constant drizzle, the biting wind, and the ever-present threat of rain shape not just routines, but also the collective mood of the country. For much of the year, the sky is a relentless sheet of gray, with short days and little sunlight. The sun can disappear for weeks at a time, leaving the landscape washed in muted tones and the air heavy with dampness. Seasonal affective disorder is common, and therapists see a surge in clients every winter. Many people seek help to cope with the emotional weight that comes with the endless gloom, and mental health clinics prepare for the annual influx. The lack of sun drains energy and mood, making even simple pleasures feel out of reach. Activities that once brought joy can seem dull, and motivation to go outside fades with each passing gray day. Social plans hinge on the weather, and outdoor life is often replaced by huddling indoors. People gather in cozy living rooms or crowded cafes, seeking warmth and company as a way to push back against the dreariness outside. The Dutch may say, "There's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing." But stoicism doesn't erase the mental toll. Even with the best rain gear, the persistent dampness can wear down even the most resilient spirits. Compared to Southern Europe, where the sun fosters social energy, the Dutch climate encourages isolation. The contrast is stark. While Mediterranean cities buzz with outdoor life, Dutch streets often empty out at the first sign of rain. For those prone to loneliness or depression, the endless gray can be overwhelming. The weather amplifies feelings of isolation, making it harder to reach out or find comfort in community. The weather becomes a metaphor for internal struggles, a weight that's hard to shake. The clouds outside often mirror the heaviness people feel within, blurring the line between the external world and inner emotions. It's a shared hardship, but one that's often endured in silence. Despite being surrounded by others facing the same challenge, many keep their struggles private, quietly hoping for a break in the clouds. The Netherlands is famous for its open curtains, a symbol of transparency. But this openness often masks deep social isolation. Many internationals find it nearly impossible to form meaningful friendships with Dutch people. Social circles are established early and rarely open to newcomers. You can see into people's homes, but remain an outsider looking in. As one expat said, "I have colleagues, but after work they disappear into their own lives." Dutch social life is highly structured, spontaneity is rare, and appointments are made weeks in advance. This rigidity can feel alienating to those from more fluid cultures. Despite high happiness rankings, loneliness is a silent epidemic, especially among internationals. The open curtains show you what you're missing, making the isolation even more acute. In a densely populated country, many still feel alone. Dutch directness is legendary, honest, straightforward, and unapologetic. For newcomers, it can quickly shift from refreshing to harsh. What's called honesty often feels like rudeness or a lack of empathy. Blunt feedback can erode confidence and make you hesitant to share. Conversations can feel transactional with little curiosity about others. "They just don't seem interested in who I am," one expat told me. The directness is often one way. Critique is freely given, but not easily received. You're expected to adapt, with little room for compromise. This trait can feel less like honesty and more like a way to keep outsiders at a distance. The celebrated directness can leave newcomers feeling unwelcome and isolated. The Netherlands is known for efficiency, but the reality is a maze of bureaucracy. Every task, registering, opening a bank account, seeing a doctor, requires paperwork, appointments, and patience. The system is rigid, with little room for urgency or exceptions. Digital systems like DigiD are efficient for some, but a barrier for others. Catch-22 situations are common. You need an address to get a BSN, but a BSN to sign a rental contract. Delays in one step can halt your entire life for weeks. Help is minimal, and you're expected to figure it out alone. One man spent months appealing a fine caused by a system error, only to be met with automated responses. The process values ticking boxes over helping people. Dutch efficiency, for many, feels impersonal and unforgiving. Are these problems unique to the Netherlands? Not entirely. Housing crises, bureaucracy, and grey weather exist across Europe. But in the Netherlands, the combination and intensity of these challenges are unique. In places like Spain or Portugal, community and sunshine offset the struggles. In Germany, lower costs and regional diversity offer more options. The Netherlands' small size and uniformity make its problems feel inescapable. The real difference is expectation. The country's polished image sets people up for disappointment. You come expecting perfection, but find a complex, challenging, and very human society. Is the Netherlands a terrible place to live? Absolutely not. For many, it's a wonderful home with safety, stability, and high quality of life. But the postcard image isn't the whole story. The Netherlands is a country of contrasts: innovation and bureaucracy, tolerance and exclusion, beauty and gloom. Whether you thrive here depends on your personality and what you seek in a home. No place is perfect, and believing the hype is dangerous. By understanding the pitfalls, housing, isolation, weather, bluntness, you can arrive prepared. The Netherlands is a mirror, reflecting what you bring to it. Look beyond the tulips and windmills and share your own stories, because the real truth is found in conversation.